Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tech Exception. And today we have an exceptional talk about data management and external organization collaboration and how we can do it in a secure manner. And today we have with us Guy Hizkiau. He is the VP R&D and Product of SpecterX, and this is exactly how he's going to walk us through how we can make all the external collaboration that we do secure and safe and well organized. So hi Guy, how are you?
Hi, Adi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Perfect. Maybe you can walk us a bit about what is external organization collaboration and why we should care.
Yeah, I would love to. So collaboration inside the organization is a very normal thing, and people used to work together. But until like 10 years ago, it was actually mostly internal. Most of the work was done between bodies inside the organization, different departments. But as the world is getting more distributed and cloud providers are more prolific, the collaboration becomes more and more external. People share data outside, even if it's sensitive data. They have to do it to continue the day-to-day work. So while most data protection solutions focus on keeping sensitive data inside the organization, we at SpecterX understand that we need to keep it secure also when it's leaving the organization.
Interesting. So you touched a little bit about making it secure and a little bit about SpecterX, but I know SpecterX is not just that. You have a lot of set of capabilities that you provide. So what is exactly SpecterX?
Well, so SpecterX is a platform that allows organization to work securely, both internally and externally. And it basically builds bridges between different platforms and different organizations that allow them to work seamlessly and securely in their own tools. So I can be working on one suite like Office 365, and another partner might be working on Google Drive or Salesforce or anything else. And usually to work together, we'd have to to offboard all of our data and transfer it or send it by email, making it much less secure. With SpecterX, we create this a full workflow that's secure the entire way, and actually creates more opportunities for new collaboration and different integrations between platforms that weren't really available before.
So let's say I want to use SpecterX and I want to do, the external organization collaboration, and I want to make it secure. But you know what? I don't want to install any new devices or any new applications or, try tinkering with different platforms to make it work. So how can you enable me to also make my external collaboration secure, but without the need of, installing new platforms or new applications on my devices?
So it first comes from a choice that we had. We're a security-first company, but also we recognize that most security solutions, they force you to do those exact things that you said. You have to install something, or you have to sign up to a new provider that he guarantees that you will stay safe as long as you're inside their tools and their platform. And that's most solutions until now. They try to make your perimeter bigger, but the data becomes insecure when you leave your perimeter. So what we do is, let's call it a seamless agent. We don't really install anything. We just follow the data wherever it goes. So instead of losing protection when we go between platforms, we aggregate different solutions and different security products to make the data more secure. The more you collaborate and the more security products you have inside the organization, they also apply outside.
Okay, so I can basically, if I'm putting all the things you said, is basically a seamless agent that I can, have on my documents. Let's say I'm working with Word and I have a docx document that I'm working with. It somehow integrated into my document so I won't feel it, right?
Yeah, of course, because the moment you feel the security solution interfering with the way you work, well, reality shows that you will abandon that solution. We see how like security professionals inside the organization will try to make you work in a certain way to keep the data secure, but if that's not the way that you're convenient with or the way that you're used to, you will basically find a new way to bypass that security solution, and the data will become even less secure, because then they don't even know that you're doing it. This is what it's called, shadow IT. So we try to keep the highest level of security available on all the stops and all the hops along the way.
So, and you touched about shadow IT. Is shadow IT somehow related to data, or is it like a general term in the security world?
Oh, it's a general term, I would say, also in the IT world, but affects security a lot, because what happens is users inside the organization, employees, with all the SaaS applications available today, there's like in a normal enterprise, it could be 3,000 SaaS applications operating, and the main IT unit will know maybe about the 10 most popular, the 20 most popular, but there's many, many more operating, because users will just do what they're most convenient with. They'll find the tool online and will start using it. They won't even let anybody know, and that's what's shadow IT. Your organization is supporting more tools than they even know. And of course, they can't enforce security on tools they don't know they use.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest challenges we have in organization when we talk about security. It's like just, people installing the tools that they need to get their job done, but they're not necessarily, are checking or validating with the different IT folks to make sure it's a valid services that they can use on their devices. And hey, boy, we introduce a lot of malware or backdoors or anything to our organization without even noticing, without even knowing about it. So I always look at, when we talk about security, I always like to mention as, your security is only strongest as your weakest link. And if your weakest link is not adjusted or doesn't know what they're installing and what they're doing, and that's fine, because not everyone that works in an organization are IT experts. Then here you go. This might be the weakest link, and this is where an intruder might, get into the system and hack its way to our secrets in the organization. And you mentioned you're securing data. Why data?
Well, basically, that's the unit of work that everybody's using. It can be documents that are financial plans or business plans. It can be R&D materials, or even users' data, and all of it will eventually, in reality, will leave the organization, because you have to do it to maintain the day-to-day work. You work with a law firm, you work with other partners. Eventually, you share the data outside, and if they don't use the same tools that you use, it's basically lost that moment. And data shows that 60% of data leaks happen outside the organization, beyond the perimeter, on the third-party side. So it's most important to keep it secure also when it goes there.
So does it make sense to say that you're kind of putting all these points together? So you're combining different Microsoft technologies with different Google technologies and all of these things to make sure we're securing the data when we're working externally with partners?
Exactly, yeah. And a big benefit of that is, because we do that, we can basically create a map of your entire digital supply chain. We can see where the data goes. It travels between products, between organizations, between all kinds of bodies of work. And this is a very valuable tool to an organization. You can start seeing who they are actually working with, because today the only way to do that is to ask their finance department or their law department to look at all the partnerships they created, all the documents. That's the only way to know who they work with. Now they can do it with a technology tool.
Yeah, and when you reach that state, it's usually too late, and you're just trying to find, what went wrong in the system, and you find yourself with a pile of emails and documents and stuff that it's like a needle in the haystack. You don't know where to start, and you most likely won't find, the real reason of why things happen. And so I think your solution is perfect here, because it helps audit and understand where the data go, who used it, who opened it, and how people are working with it externally and also internally. And I know you're doing, and I know you're doing a lot with Microsoft technologies as well. Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, so Well, it's no secret that Office documents or DocX are probably the most used file format in the business world, in corporate world. So it's most important to follow these wherever they go. So we know of many very good Microsoft technologies like AIP and MCAS, and they help protect the data inside your Microsoft suite inside the organization. We take this umbrella of security products and extend it beyond the perimeter. We keep them operating even when you share it with another person, if it's on their Microsoft tenant or even download to their workstation, we still keep it logged and protected, and we make sure that users get the maximum out of those tools, even though if they don't know how to operate them. We just seamlessly behind the scenes maximize the effectiveness of those tools.
So you mentioned you work extensively with Office 365, AIP, Azure Information Protection, MCAS, Microsoft Cloud App Security, and like as a user, when I interact with these platforms, all I see is as a Word doc. So this is what I know, but you know more. I mean, behind the scene, there's a lot of things happening. So I can open actually my Word or my docs in different apps and see different stuff.
Well, you will see always the same stuff. That's that's the big point. You don't want to get surprised as a user. You just want to keep working the way you used to work. So if on the platform that you use a different security solution would apply, if Azure Information Protection is not the best tool in your environment, we would apply a different tool. So you don't get this file is blocked or it's not supported. We would transfer it to the format or a security solution that does support your platform. So if you want to open a document that's protected by Azure Information Protection and you want to open it in Google Drive, we would make sure to take all these security features, apply them in Google Drive, and open this otherwise encrypted document, and still keep it safe.
I see.
Yeah.
That's really cool technologies. That's definitely something that we need, especially when we partner and collaborate with so many parties and so many companies. And, it's kind of like, especially now when everything went online, I mean, all the documents, everything that we hold is online, and we definitely need more security in that area and data management as well. Guy, thank you so much for joining Tech Exceptions today. And I'm looking forward to see what's going to come up next from SpecterX. I'm definitely going to follow all of you and see what's the next thing. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Adi. Bye-bye.
Bye.